There's little here to suggest a raging war. Trucks calmly line up at the Turkish-Syrian border, waiting for clearance. It isn't difficult to cross the border, but on the other side waits a truckload of Minbij fighters from the Free Syrian Army, and a city under the control of ISIS militia. Even the most dreaded Caliphate still receives regular supplies. On humanitarian grounds, the locals explain.
Yeah, ISIS never humanitarians. They cut our head, but I told you that this stuff go to the people, not to ISIS.
Beyond the border crossing begins the war zone covering the Syria-Iraq borders. Large parts of it have been conquered by the Islamist militias, ISIS. From Bab al-Salama, we drive to the Syrian Kurds. In the mountains behind Afrin they have their base. The rebel stronghold of Aleppo is nearby, but Raqqa, the capital of the Caliphate, is only 250 kilometers away. There is no clear front line to the Islamic State. At the edge of villages here, there are always checkpoints. The fear of ISIS terrorism is always present. This unit, which controls this area, is part of the Syrian Revolutionary Front, one of the many rebel formations that now cooperate in the fight against ISIS. One of the men shows us how he plans to save himself from the brutal ISIS butchers if he is captured. A belt of explosives, packed with 3 kilograms of TNT and balls of steel. It is ignited by a hand grenade.
تعذيب يعني تنكيل كأنه ما هو مسلم.
The Kurdish region is marked with an Öcalan poster, the founding father of the Turkish-Syrian PKK, sitting for 15 years in a Turkish prison. Today, the Syrian Kurds play an important role in the resistance against the Assad regime in Damascus and against the Islamic State militia elsewhere. Women also train with the PKK. It is a striking contrast to the world of the ISIS Caliphate, a few dozen kilometers away. There, women may hardly leave the house and are always concealed. Here, they fight for freedom and equality, even handling heavy weapons.
أنت لحالك من العائلة مقاتلة هي بيجي ولا في حدا من أخواتك كمان؟
لا في أخواتي كمان واحد استشهد وواحد باليابان.
Their weapons mostly come from the Syrian government army, a part of their arsenal left behind at the beginning of the civil war here. This tank is not the latest model, but it works. And more importantly, the morale of the Kurdish troops seems to be unbroken. The Islamic State Caliphate recently showed off its modern weapons in its de facto capital of Raqqa. Partly American equipment taken from the fleeing government troops in Iraq, battle tanks and long-range missiles. A parade that is designed to spread fear and terror. The supreme head of this terrorist army is a man of many names. Known widely as al-Baghdadi, he now answers to a new name, Ibrahim Khalifa. In July, he appeared publicly for the first and only time, explaining from whom he gets his commission.
ولقد ابتليت بهذا الأمر العظيم لقد ابتليت بهذه الأمانة أمانة ثقيلة.
The Kurds are moving to the front in the northwest of Syria to fight against Baghdadi's Caliphate. In the resistance against Assad, they have often held back. But now a new danger threatens from the radical Islamists, a threat to their own moderate Islamic beliefs. As they descend, shots are heard. Nervousness is rampant. Here, military action is normally carried out in the cover of night. Keeping a careful eye on all sides is Abu Musab, the brigade commander.
الأكراد مسمى أبو مصعب، فيما يوجد ما تسمى بدولة العراق والشام في الحصية، في المباني هاي في التل ما يتجاوز عددهم بين 50 و70، في معهم 4 دبابات وسلاح ثقيل.
The Kurds fear the Islamic State troops could bring the border under control with a single raid. Aleppo would then be lost. Chapo Salah, leader of the Kurdish Front, is alarmed. A decisive battle could be imminent.
هم لداعش لأن داعش أخذ الريف الشمالي كله من العراق لحدود أختارينكا، آخر شيء سقطت أختارينكا كمان راح يحاول يوصل لعزاز، ياخذ الباب المعبر الأخير يعني بين تركيا وسوريا، يسيطر على المعبر. هذا هدفه، وإذا وصل على المعبر يكون سكر على حلب كمان، حتى حلب تحاصرت والجيش الحر يكون تحاصر بين النظام وداعش جوات حلب.
But he sees a sign of hope. The pressure from the Islamists has brought their opponents together.
شيء جديد إيه، بالبداية كنا لحالنا ضد داعش، بعدها لما صار تنسيق بيناتنا، أول ما بلش داعش في إدلب وبعزاز ضرب الجيش الحر، ساعتها هن بعثوا لنا خبر نسقوا معنا وصرنا نحارب سوا.
The Kurds are mobilized, and with or without support, they are determined to defend their mountains from attack.